Good morning and warm welcome to you all. I am Vaibhav, your host for today. Our topic for today is Rights of Women at Workplace. It shall be taken by Mr. Mahesh Borkar sir. He shall cover protection from sexual harassment, equal pay to women for equal work, maternity leave for women, followed by question and answer sessions. Let's quickly go through our today's agenda. Virtual inauguration by Dr. Sundar Kataria, invoking the blessing of deity, chanting of Gayatri Mantra, introduction of speaker, presentation by Mr. Mahesh Bokarikar, question and answer session, and last closing session. A brief introduction of Dr. Sundar Kataria. Sadhguru Sangh conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven with a mission to elevate the quality, safety, and environmental awareness levels of industry. Sadhguru Sangh is a series of educative, informative events aiming to professionals on possible solutions to current issues of industry and economy. Let's know more about Dr. Sundar Kataria, Chairman and Managing Director, International Certification Services Private Limited, Doctorate in Business Management, Mechanical Engineer. His experience, Rajasthan Atomic Power Project, India's first nuclear power plant, RAPP, at Rawat Kota, built by Indian engineers, worked as nuclear scientist for 11 years and successfully completed and commissioned the plant. Engineers India Limited, first batch of engineers to develop Bombay High offshore oil and gas field, mega offshore complex platform, trunk and submarine pipeline, underwater inspection, digitization, oil and gas equipment, etc. Det Norsec Versatile's world largest classification society, worked for 17 years at various capacity for the certification of fixed offshore installation, submarine pipelines, onshore projects, and personnel qualification. ICS. He is the founder of India's first certification conformance assessment body, established in the year 1999, provider of total quality solution, certification of management, test ISO, testing, and training qualification of personnel. Achievements and awards. Received Lifetime Achievement Award for the contribution for the corrosion international by NIGIS under NACE USA. Social worker, protection of life, asset, environment, and safety. Now I request Dr. Katare to virtually inaugurate the session.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Please join us for the recitation of the Gayatri Mantra. A brief introduction of our today's keynote speaker. His designation and organization, Advocate, Bokarikar Legal Services LLP at Jalgaon. His academic qualification, completed LLB from ILS Law College from Pune, completed LLM from SS Mayar Law College. His area of specialization and experience are having expertise in consultation, deeds, ar arbitration, mediation, banking, conciliation. Do have prime focus on dispute resolution of the client, impanel as a panel advocate, firm clientele list, followed by Central Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, LIC Housing Finance Limited, Maharashtra Gramin Bank, Jalgaon, Adani Capital Private Limited. Please welcome Mahesh sir. Over to you, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Vaibhavji. Thank you, ICS company, for calling me in the webinar. I'm very glad to have been here. My topic, today's topic for the webinar is women's right at workplace. As we all know that the Indian society is or had been of patriarchal type of the society where women usually treated as a secondary citizen, and this is the fact which we cannot deny. But during the flow of time, as we adopted the constitution, article 14 and 15 has have come to help them. Like article 14, article 14, which speaks about equality before the law and equal protection of law, while article 15 is giving some kind of rights, special rights or favor to the women for their progress. If we know our economy, which is based mainly on the agriculture, where we have been doing the agriculture work since long, but due to the education, our industrial revolution, now the software and hardware related companies which have come in India, we have seen the involvement of women in the large scale. So it has become compulsive for the state to make some favorable laws for the woman so she can, the discrimination which she has had been facing must be come over. And for that, how we treat the woman in at the workplace shows the face of the industry, shows the face of the workplace. As we all know, many of you must have seen the movie related to Bhauri Devi. Bhauri Devi was a woman who was raped, gang raped, and after the hearing of her case, Honorable Court, which treated Supreme Court, which treated that case as a Vishaka, like we have seen that rape case at Delhi was treated as Nirbhaya case. This case was treated as Vishaka case, and Supreme Court has laid some guidelines that how the woman should be treated at the workplace. That there some should be protection of women at workplace from sexual harassment. So since that Vishaka judgment till 2013, there were guidelines of the Supreme Court, and by which the Vishaka committee was formed, and that woman, any woman can woman could have make the complaint with her that internal committee. And now in the year 2013, it has taken the shape of the law, and now there is a law, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act. In the name of the act itself, there we can see the object and reasons for the framing of that law, that it is preventing the sexual harassment, it is prohibiting the sexual harassment, and it is redressing to that problem. See, every employee who is employing the woman in his entity or office has to make the internal committee which is dealing with the subject of sexual harassment, and the it has been defined in the section itself what is the who is the aggrieved woman. Aggrieved woman is not the woman who is serving there, even the domestic worker who is doing the job is also treated as a aggrieved person. Also, the contract labor, which is who is visiting to that entity, is also treated as a aggrieved person. So, if some kind of sexual harassment is happened to her, then that woman can make the complaint with the internal committee. Internal committee is formed by the company itself, and in that committee, they take their higher level employee, also the the persons from the outside of the company who are dealing with the social subjects. So many of us must have seen or heard that it has become so bothering that men are not eager to work with the women folk. But one thing we should take into consideration, there is no need to worry about this act if the men are behaving in a proper manner, or if they are not crossing their limits, then there is no need of frighten to this kind of legislation, because sexual harassment is defined in this act itself. Sexual harassment includes any kind of unwelcome acts or behavior, physical contact and advances, or a demand or request for sexual favors, or making sexually colored remarks, or showing pornography, or any other unwelcome physical, verbal, or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature. Means it is not that the ordinary person or who is the prudent man and behaving within his limits should frighten of this kind of act, because this act is catering to the needs of women, and it is only going to punish the person who has crossed their limits and who is making the taunts who against the woman. That person has been harshly treated or given the penalty for his activities. The internal committee also can make the conciliation within the parties if that act of that person, that man, is not coming within the definition of sexual harassment. Then conciliation is possible. So the internal committee has also given the responsibility to make report to the police if there is some kind of issue. Also, another kind of the facility or the favor which should be given to the woman, because in the mother nature has given the privilege of being mother, it is only to the woman. So if the woman is getting or she is pregnant, she should be treated more equally and she should be given paid leave. We have seen some people, if they are hiring woman on a contract basis, or if they are hiring a woman at mainly the private company, we have seen what they do when the woman is pregnant, they ask her to leave the job because they don't want the woman can she can work or she could work, and they don't want to give the facility of maternity benefit. But this act of 1961 has given the right to that pregnant lady that she can have the paid leave of 26 weeks. Now, by the amendment of 2017, it has become the leave has become 26 uh, weeks. Even the woman who is giving the birth to her third child, she may be given the paid leave of 12 weeks. Even after during the pregnancy, we have seen if there is some kind of illnesses out of that pregnancy arises to that woman, she should be given pecuniary benefit by the employer. So this is the kind of legislation which is giving more equality to the woman because she has been treated, she is the downtrodden class of the society. If we want to make our society equal, we should give benefits to some person who are a weaker section of the society. Woman is not weak, but due to the social background, social atmosphere which since long she has been given throughout the centuries, it has made her situation very weaker. But thanks to their ability, their persistence, and their courage, which by which they are top in every class. Now, if we see the in the education sector also, women are much getting the pass from in the education sector. They are the toppers in 10, 12, even in the UPSC kind of examination. So, if the state, the legislation makes some laws favorable to women, these are for the benefits of you, me, and society at large. Because they are women are the 50% of the folk of the total population, or maybe less than 50% of the population. If they participate in the progress, in the financial progress of the country, no one can deter the or make any hindrance in the making the India as a Vishwaguru. We have thought that we have made the determination that we will be 5 trillion economy by the next 2 to 3 years. If we provide some kind of equality or more equality to the woman, we can reach to the not 5 trillion but 10, we may reach to the 10 trillion economy. And it is possible by this kind of social legislation which are benefiting to the woman. See, we have seen that many of the companies are not uh, preparing this kind of, or they are not supporting to this kind of legislation. So it is the awareness, it is the legal awareness which is needed to needed in the society and it should reach to the employer that it is compulsory, it is the compliance which they should make in the company, that they should form the committee internal committee which is dealing with the sexual harassment, against the sexual harassment activities. They should see that every woman has been treated equally, that the matern no woman is removed from the service when she is pregnant. On the contrary, she should be given more respect. She deserves it. She should be given all the maternity benefits. Even we have seen that now we are at the verge where there are various surrogacy kind of pregnancy happening in the society. Now the Act of 2017 is catering to the needs of that commissioning woman. That commissioning woman is who is giving the eggs for the fertility. In the act itself, she has been given the right to have the paid leave of 12 weeks during the pregnancy, because she is also she is also needing to that needed it is also needed to her. Also, the woman who is adopting a child, she's also the mother, because adopted mother is also a mother in the within the definition of law. So if the adopted child is less than 3 months, then that woman gets the should get the paid leave under the new amendment of 2017. So this is the laws related to the sexual harassment, laws against the sexual harassment, and laws of maternity benefit. Also, there is law regarding to equal pay for equal work. See, we have seen in the BD factory, many must have seen that in the BD factory, women and children were hired. Why? Because they are getting less paid. They have been paid less than men. Also, in the Bengal factories, women and children, they are employed because they are spending more hours in the labor, and they are getting less paid than the men. It is this kind of practice is totally against the law. So the law has come into existence even under Article 39. It is the directive, it is the guidelines which the Constitution has given to the state. That while making the legislation, they should inculcate all the ideas of the Constitution makers, like equal pay for equal work. So now, if the woman is also is employed and she is doing the same job as men, then that woman should pay equally for the work what she is doing. Under the Maternity Benefit Act, as I have said, that there is 26 weeks of paid maternity leave. Also, 1 month of paid leave for the illness due to pregnancy, medical bonus of 2500 to 3500 if the employer provides prenatal and postnatal care, and maternity benefit when the employee shows proof of delivery, and it should be paid 48 hours in advance. So This is the law for maternity benefit. Also, we have seen that factory workers who are working in the factory for more than till the late hours. So it is the responsibility of factory worker that they should provide the proper safety to the woman, and there should be the protection regarding health, safety, proper working hours, leave and other benefits to the woman. Even where the number of the women employed in the any factory, it goes beyond 30 or 30, it crosses 30, then the creche, the facility where the kids can be given shelter during the working hours of the woman should be provided by the factory owner. We have seen that many of the women are working in the call center or the companies, MNCs. They are working late night till 2 or 3 o'clock. So the cities like Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Bangalore, we have seen that there are many software companies. In the software company, they are mostly MNC, and there are shifts, day or night shifts. So if the woman is working in the night shift, the company owner should provide proper security to the woman, so it will be better for her that she is protected at the workplace, and it is the responsibility of that company owner. Actually, the reason behind all these laws is that woman should get the safety at her workplace. She should feel safe that she is doing the work at a proper place and she is getting protected and she is being safeguarded by the company or the work owner, is that office owner or company owner or factory owner. It is her right and it is the responsibility of company to provide these benefits to the woman. Even the Indian Penal Code deals with the laws related with the protection of women against the sexual harassment. If the men have done something wrong with the woman, Indian Penal Code section, there are various sections related to that, but mainly section 354 A, B, C, D, which is related with the sexual harassment. It is protecting to the woman from the sexual harassment and it is punishing to the person who is indulged in the activity of sexual harassment. So it is the responsibility of the internal committee that if the sexual harassment is has occurred, then they should report to the police and police will deal with the case and they will bring just justice to the woman who has faced sexual harassment. So see, law is what? Law is the journey of person to make him more responsible and conscious citizen than he used to be. This is the purpose of law. Because in the primitive area, when though there were human, we were not civilized. civilized, to become civilized, we should frame ourselves within the four corners of law. It is our responsibility as a citizen to abide by the law and order of the state. It is our it is also a right that we should treat our fellow citizen with equality. We should respect our fellow citizen with the love, compassion, and kindness. And we, while while dealing with all these kind of things, we see that many a times our patriarchal society has ignored the fact that woman is also the main pillar of the society. On her, till the childhood or to the end of life, men are dependent. Dependency of men on women is a fact, and we should think over it, and we should give due respect to the woman by creating more and more laws for the benefits or for the betterment of women. And then our economy will flourish, and in that case we can say that I am a proud Indian. Otherwise it will be not fulfilling the dreams of our constitution makers. This act or this kind of acts is the need of earth, and we should limit the behavior of some persons who are not abiding to the law. In the after the Nirbhaya case, after the Nirbhaya rape case, there was study. There was study from one private scholar. She was doing her PhD, and she met with the various kind of criminals. She met with murderers. She met with rapists, and what she found that the murderers were feeling guilty of their activities, what they have done. But the person who were rapists or who were convicted as a rapist, they were not feeling any kind of guilt. When the questionnaire was given to them and they were asked to fill it, what she found that many of the rapists were from the mentality that woman is second kind of citizen, and men they are the alpha kind of men. You, many of you must have seen that dialogue from new movie Animal, that there should be alpha men, and alpha men are something, means why they mean by alpha men. Alpha man is a person who is treating woman as secondary. So this is the situation, this is the fact that we should give a proper answer to the discrimination against women. Discrimination against women is, if we want to cater it, we should give more and more advices, education to the company people, to the schools, colleges, that women should be, woman is woman, they are just like us, they are also human being, and we should treat them properly. If we really think that she should come at a balancing level of men. So this is all. If you have any questions, you may ask me.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. I request all the delegates and participants, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask directly, or you can put in the chat box.
I have a query, sir. Uh,
Yes.
what if the woman has not got the benefit of this policy of government, which is being codified by law, where she can make a complaint regarding this?
Pardon?
If the woman is
Hmm.
not getting benefit of this maternity leave, which is
Okay.
codified by law, right? Then in that case, if she actually her employer is not giving her that benefit, in that case, where she can complain regarding this?
Yes. Very good question. As we know that in every area there is a labor commissioner. She can approach to that labor commissioner. Labor commissioner will cater the question and he can deal with all kind of the problems related with the maternity benefit. And if even though she is not getting the benefit by the orders of the labor commissioner, then she can approach to the labor court.
Is there any penalty to the employer who is refusing this kind of leave to the maternity leave to the woman at workplace?
See, it is the responsibility of the industry inspector to see that if the woman, whether the woman is getting the maternity benefits, and if the in the factory owner or the office owner or company owner is not giving the maternity benefits, then he is penalized. That owner is penalized.
What will be the penalty in that case?
Penalty exactly, penalty differs from state to state. One minute. It is either pecuniary or even there can be imprisonment provided to that employer.
Thank you.
Sir, there is a question from Dr. Sundar Kataria, sir. So I would like to welcome Kataria, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, very good morning, Advocate Maheshji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Good
for
morning.
taking up a very important, very vital question, that topics. In fact, this is very burning topic for the
Yes.
industries and factories. And today, more and more women are coming on stream. So it becomes very, very important subject. And thank you for explaining in very short the laws and regulations and requirements. My question is, one thing with context to the new IPC, Indian Penal, this police rules which have been
Yes,
coming up.
Indian
It
Penal
is
Code.
under, yeah, that's correct. And how is going to help the women workers? And second, my question is, it is felt that this can also cause maybe misuse of those laws. So these two things, if you can put little more light on that one, I'll appreciate.
Yes. Thank you, Kataria, Dr. Kataria, sir. Your question is very burning and it is very sincere efforts which the lawmakers has made in the legislating this kind of act. First thing is that first question doctor has asked that how the IPC is helping to the woman related against the laws which are harassment. So as I said that uh, IPC has grossly amended after the Nirbhaya case. It was changed that age of woman, uh, the POXO Act has come into existence and IPC has been amended. Firstly, there was section 354 was there. Now there is amendment in section 354, and under the 354 we can see that in 2013 the changes have been made by 3rd April 2013, and now 350A is a sexual harassment has been defined. It is unwelcome physical contact, advances including unwanted and explicit sexual overtones, demand or request for sexual favors. It has been catered under section 354A. It is punishable offense. Thereafter, section 354B, forcing a woman to uh, related with the sexual favors. 54C is watching or capturing images of woman without her consent, and 54D following a woman and contacting her or trying to contact her despite her saying that she does not contact. So it is kind of stalking which has been made as an offense. So in such a manner, IPC is helping to the woman who is facing the sexual harassment. Second question, which has been asked by Dr. Kataria sir, is a very is a question
I think your computer is hanged.
Yes, yes, sir. So requesting everyone to please be there. Sir will rejoin within 2-3 minutes.
Hello. I am sorry, the internet was some problem. Now it has been resolved. Now we are again reaching to the question of doctor. The question is that many of the men are thinking that due to the favorable law or some harsh law related with the sexual harassment, it has become harder for some men to work with women. Also, some people are demanding that their immediate junior should not be woman. Even we have seen a false story on the WhatsApp, as if it was false story. The Supreme Court judges are demanding for the men are demanding main personal assistant because there was some issue with the past Chief Justice of India, and so they are demanding to the main personal assistant. But this is not the true fact, because whatever we see in the WhatsApp university, it is totally false kind of stories. Again, we are moving to the subject that whether this kind of laws are making the appointing policy, or which are indirectly making the policies by which the company is not coming to recruit the woman in their establishment. But I say that law is always good. It is the people or some people who are misusing that law. So we should not frighten to this kind of policy. If we really deal with this kind of subject in a good manner, then nobody will dare to get wrong benefit of this such kind of act, because the act is not only giving the benefits to the woman, but it is also supporting to the labor or employee recruitment policy of the state. So there is, if suppose X person has been falsely implicated by in the under the sexual harassment allegations, there is internal committee which is dealing with the subject. Internal committee is of the company, so they can give the fair decision. If they report it to the police, police can investigate in the case, and it is not that thing that police cannot investigate in such kind of matter. If nothing has been happened, it will surface into their investigation, and even police file a charge sheet, the court is there. So there is no need of frightening to the first kind of uh, complaints. Even as a employer or as a company owner, we should give boost to this such kind of legislation, so that woman can be strong and she can cater to the economy, to the finance progress of the country. This is what I say.
Sir, there is a question in the chat box from Ms. Shital. What is the responsibility of the internal committee?
See, as we as we have seen that many must be knowing the departmental inquiry. Okay, the departmental inquiry is done in such a fashion that the persons who is having the charges of any charges, they are brought before that committee. That committee give him right of hearing. So this is the same procedure which has been mentioned for the dealing with the sexual harassment complaints. The internal committee do the inquiry into the complaint as per section 11. An internal committee, first we should deal with their internal committee. As I said that internal committee is formed by the presiding officer who shall be woman employed at a senior level and not less than 2 members from amongst employees preferably committed to the cause of women who have had experience in social work, 1 member from amongst government non-NGO or association committed to the cause of women, and provided at least one half of the total members so nominated shall be women. So this is the committee. Presiding officer is always woman, and they deal with the complaint as per section 11. They do the inquiry, and before that inquiry there is a procedure of conciliation. The internal committee do the conciliation between the person who is alleged to have done the harassment, and that conciliation between her and the respondent means the person who has been alleged of sexual harassment. The conciliation can be done. Conciliation means the both the parties are brought together, and he will put the things that no, I didn't mean it, whatever I said, that it was not sexual remarks or favors. So if whatever I have done, I'm feeling sorry if you are hurt, and if that woman pardon him, then that is the conciliation. This is this can happen in the conciliation, but first thing is that no monetary benefit should be awarded to the woman. This is not the thing that she can be given money and then the matter is resolved. This should not happen, or this is not allowed under section 10. So inquiry is done. In the inquiry, after if the conciliation doesn't happen, then the internal committee can do the sexual harassment inquiry, and in the inquiry, internal committee, what should the inquiry committee do the inquiry, and if the committee finds that there is a prima facie evidence, prima facie case exists, then the complaint is made to the police under section 45509 of the IPC. So, or the other sections as prescribed under the Act. So, another question is there that is there any how to constitute an internal committee? I have answered it. Responsibility of internal committee is to give unbiased opinion, give the fair justice, and inquiry report, file the inquiry report within 10 days of completion of inquiry. Actually, for inquiry, they have not mentioned any stipulated time period, but it should be done as soon as possible, as early as possible. And but the inquiry after the completion of inquiry, it is a responsibility that within 10 days it should be reported to the concerned authority. Even under the Act, under Section 14, if the woman gives any false and malicious complaint and false evidence, then there is a punishment. Even under the Indian Penal Code, there is some kind of provision that if the person gives any false and malicious complaint evidence, then that person is punished. So same treatment is given to the woman who is making the false and frivolous malicious complaints. So even under the Act, the compensation can be given by the internal committee to the woman for mental trauma, loss in career opportunity, medical expenses, the income and financial status, and feasibility of such payment. It means whatever the compensation is given, it is from the respondent, and it is the depends on the financial viability of that respondent.
Yeah, thank you, and giving detail. Now I have one more. I think Miss Sheetal has another message.
Yes, yes.
So
Okay.
I just wanted to tell that we have Women Welfare Committee in our office. So in case of any such complaints are there, so definitely they will look into it. And as per the law, they will also give the justice. In case if it is not resolved, then we have to go to Commissioner, Labor Commissioner, and up and then court and all those things. Thank you. That's my question is now again looking to the nation, our nation. Now there are a lot of industries who employs a minor. I don't know how. I don't think there are any figure available. But agriculture industries, that cottage industries, the carpet industries, a lot of places. And now, is this law also applicable to the minors? So that's my question.
Yes, yes.
Because basically, it is unorganized sector, and then there are a lot of things may happen, might be happening.
Yes, yes. Actually, this law is applicable to even unorganized sectors too. But as far as the children are concerned, if something happens to them like sexual harassment, there is another act which is dealing with it. That is POCSO, Protection of Children from Sexual Harassment Act. So there is another act which must be dealing with the children. Sheetal Niwalkar has asked me, is there any compliance under the act to employer to do? Yes. First thing is that the employer should put the notice at a conspicuous place that we have formed the internal committee dealing with the complaints of sexual harassment. Previously, before the enactment of this act of 2013, we have seen that we have the Vishaka committee working under this establishment. This was the notice, and it is their responsibility to put the all the names, designation of the internal committee members, and the how the complaints can be made. This should be put on a conspicuous place by the employer. This is the compliance. Is there any question?
Okay.
Thank you.
So I repeat again, if anyone have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask to sir or put in the chat box. I think there is no more questions, sir. So can we move ahead, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Our next session is on 23rd of December. ICS is pleased to provide you all its research and development, integrated management system, QMS, EMS, and OHSS, excellence in education management, ISO made easy in Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, and Hindi. For reading any of the above book, please contact me, Sushma Kindalkar, on the given contact details. Feedback form. Please register on www.sadgunsang.org and go in your login and give your valued feedback to us. So thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants and delegates for attending the webinar on rights of women at workplace. So now it's time to officially close the session. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.